I'm joking. Okay, let's go. Hey everybody, and welcome to another wine o'clock. Why do I hear chips all the time? Anyway, so now we have wine. Okay, maybe we can have chips too, though. So grab whatever you want, I guess. Grab chips, grab wine. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Here is 8 o'clock, so it's already fine to drink, right? So let's start who we have. And today we're going to talk about Second Life land. But before we come to that, we have the cute bunny chihuahua. How do you call it, Timmy?
Flufflepuff.
There you go. And we have Grace here. Hey, Grace.
Hi guys.
Tommy.
Mjari.
Darkana.
Tjena allihopa.
Me, and then is Jason.
Hello.
Timmy.
Hello.
And Alex.
Hi guys and girls.
And
Just
girls.
good evening.
Hi guys
good
and
evening.
everybody else. There we go. So yeah, okay, today we're gonna talk about Second Life land. Merce did a cute backdrop here for us for 1 o'clock. Looks gorgeous. Looks earthy, so that's the plan. Anyway, let's start and let's just dive in, right? We're gonna start with basics. So let's have a question. Why would someone want to have land in Second Life? Anyone?
Well, that's
Darky?
pretty
Or
easy. So
Tommy? Yeah, go for it.
So you have a place where you can bang,
Or you can just decorate, you know,
was
just
gonna
you
say,
want
so you
something
can
private.
or that.
I mean, we have to give reasons to maybe new people why would you want land in Second Life. To be honest, like you want maybe some privacy for yourself, right? Because you can bang on like public places, right? You can like dress yourself in public places, right? You can do practically everything in sandboxes too, right? Because when I didn't have land, I actually one time I the house there and I decorated it, right? And I was like living in a sandbox for a full 24 hours, right?
I happen to be exactly that newbie guy. So there are basically two obvious reasons. One is that Second Life is famous for awful banning, actually. I mean, those poses are downright ridiculous comparison to anything else, to be honest. And the only remedy here is to have everything nicely adjusted, which actually implies that you better have just, one partner, however strange it may sound, and actually you better keep your stuff somewhere nicely, like without resin it all the time, just because it will keep all the settings without too much hassle. So that's one.
If you have your own land. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Whatever it is, it can be like a smallest parcel on the planet if you are really shabby guy, or whatever. But it better be yours if you want to make it nice. And another thing is actually the, people in, like, let's say 20 years ago, people used to play Tetris or whatever. Pokemon catching. It's all for the point of kind of calming down and somewhat meditative relaxation, if I can put it this way. So decoration is one of the things you can do without having any trouble. Like nobody gives shit, nobody interferes or getting on your nerves, so you can unwind whatever troubles you had during the day.
Yeah, you can be like on your land, right? And you can do whatever and nobody's bothering you, especially if you have orbs and stuff, right? So you kick everybody out, right? Any other reasons?
you
In
can't
general.
have neighbors that complain.
Yeah, of course. But maybe if you put yourself up in the sky, which we're gonna come to, right? Then nobody's practically almost bothering you, because you can be on any, well, especially if you're on mainland, that doesn't go with Linden homes, but you can go on any high that you want, right? Height. And you can build there, and practically almost no one can find you, right? Okay, so that's kind of the reasons why you would want land in Second Life, right? But let's start with like explaining to maybe new people. So what kind of land there is in Second Life, right? Where can you live in Second Life? So we have different types of land in Second Life. So you have mainland, that's the continents of Second Life, where you can just walk all over them, right? You can take your boat out there, you can go sailing. So that's mainlands. I don't know, there are many continents in Second Life, I think like 8 or something like that, right? Around there. Then you can have islands, right? Those are called sims. We'll come to prices of that later, but if you want to own a full sim, it gets pretty expensive pretty fast, right? I don't know, does somebody know the price of a full sim by month? Because it's like ridiculous for me, at least. If you would want...
Let me pull up the current pricing.
I have looked. That's a long time ago.
I think it's around $250 or something like that a month.
Yeah.
Well,
200
I've seen
for-
for some
For a homestead.
300
yeah.
plus, so it depends, of course, but 300 plus is normal, shall we say, kind of popular.
Yeah.
I'm just saying it is expensive, right? Because if you look at it like that, those are not lindens. Those are like real life dollars, right?
All right. Jesus
Yep.
Christ! I put 2 more months of SL rent, and I'm paying my real rent.
So let's see.
Well, kind
D said to have breedables, maybe also. Why you would own a land, right? It's good to have your own place if you are creating things and don't want to have to re-res every 3 hours. Yeah, that's also true. And if you have a store, of course, it's good to have a sim, right? Because to have your own island, maybe share it with other creators also. That's what a lot of SL creators do, right? Maybe some of them just pay like 4 creators on one sim, right? So it like divides the cost a little, right? Okay, so Lisa can I ask a question? I have always used the desktop version of SL. I am completely clueless of how to use the more popular way to log into SL. I think it's called Fox something. Firefox. It's also a desktop version of Second Life, so everything is desktop.
Firestorm.
Firestorm. Oh, did I say Firefox?
You say Firefox?
Okay, sorry, Firestorm. She said Fox and Firestorm, yeah. But
Okay,
it's
she
just
was
a
close.
viewer, right, Lisa? So you have Firestorm viewer, you also have the Second Life
Dragon.
Black Dragon, you have the Second Life original viewer, right, if you're on it.
Yep.
And you also have Singularity and some other ones, right? But everybody...
Alchemy.
Alchemy. A lot of people are using Firestorm, especially because of wind lights on it. But that's not really about
Emerald
Second
if
Life.
it wasn't banned.
Okay.
Yeah, Tommy.
What?
I miss it. I still miss Emerald Viewer.
I totally get it.
Firefox was
better?
a Clint Eastwood film. Yeah, I wanted
Oh,
to
it
say
was so much
Firestorm,
better.
but she wrote Fox, and I was like, Firefox, no,
Yeah.
Firestorm. There we go. Okay. Anyway, so any others? We have mainlands, and there's also Linden land, right? It's
Yeah.
usually the same as mainland, except there are only Linden homes there, right? It's like if you are a premium, you can grab a Linden home, or you grab a mainland. So that's 2 options you have if you are a premium. Who's destroying the chips again?
Not me, not me.
Timmy?
I'm quiet over here.
I think it's Timmy.
Sorry, I was opening something.
Okay,
Oh my god, no, my face is burning. Shut up.
where do I go to get Firestorm? Just
Wait,
wait,
wait, I
Firestorm
will do that.
download, and you will go to the
I
viewer,
will do that.
Lisa. Oh,
In Google.
yeah, just Google it.
To Papa Google.
Okay, so that's it, and you can also live in the sky. So living in the sky is possible on mainland, right, and also on islands. If you have your own island, right, you can raise a skybox up there, right? I think you
Yeah.
can. If it's your own island, of course you can.
Depends how friendly you are with people. If you don't want literally people around, you can always get
Live
a...
in the sky, right? A lot of people
Yeah.
live in the sky. in
But
Second Life.
again, there can be a lot of skyboxes around you as well, so...
Yeah, so
you know.
we said what, why would you have land, but what kind of stuff did you see that people built on Second Life? What can they do with the lands? Because you can live there, what else? There's stores, right?
You can do stores, you can do clubs, you can just build an art installation. I mean, you can do anything you want.
A lot of people build like parks and stuff, like really, or fantasy worlds, right? That is really popular. Any other options? There's a lot of weird stuff on mainland, so if you ever go exploring mainland, I would suggest to just take a road trip around mainland or catch one of the road, trains around mainland, right? You can stumble off.
There is such a thing.
Huh?
So there is such a thing like a road train, or shall we say, some kind of
Railroads,
train
yeah.
going round by the mainland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have you
so
have
don't
trains around. You can take a road trip with your own car, right? Because you have rest zones around mainland where you can rest your car, or bus
There's
or whatever.
tour buses.
Yeah, there's like a lot of stuff to do on mainland actually, and they also have sailing, so you can go sailing on the sea. I think Black Sea is really popular, right? A lot of people just cruise around on sailboats around the islands of Black Sea, right? So that's really popular too, right?
Yeah.
How do you create an alt account? Lisa, we're on SL land. Just log out of SL online and log back in creating a new name. Sorry, silly question. Well, you can be logged in 2 accounts, right? You can have 2 Firestorms open and be on your alt and
Or 3 or 4 or 5,
well,
depends
how
how good
how much your
is.
computer can take,
Yeah,
right?
watch out! Like at some point, this will bring you to a ban actually. So it's
No,
not
I'm-
impossible.
I
Get
never had a
banned by having
problem.
multiple accounts.
I never
Well, I
had a
don't know.
problem.
Yeah,
A
I got
lot.
in trouble
Yeah, you did.
at
But-
one point, but I just had to set those to being bot accounts.
Okay, to go back to land questions, what is the
Yeah.
difference between having an estate versus a region? Teresa is asking. Anyone?
I mean-
Uh,
State and region are pretty interchangeable terms in Second Life.
Is London City on mainland? No, I think London City is
No.
on an island, right? You can actually pretty easy see what are the islands of Second Life and what is mainland. If you go to world and world map, right? You will see, right now we're on mainland, right? So mainland looks like this. You can see all the parcels connected, right? See, there's a sim by sim together, right? So this is mainland in Second Life, right? I cannot go too much out because I cannot, it's loading really slow, right? So this is mainland, but the islands look like totally different. If I go a little there, you will see islands somewhere. Wait, let me. I wish my map. So these are the islands that are not connected. That just one sim stands there, right? Like this. So these are the islands, or sims. And then you have mainlands that is connected to where we are right now. You see the connection of all the places together, right? So yeah, that's how you know what's mainland or what is not. I don't know. There's like places in Second Life where you can go check how they look and what continents they are in Second Life. I think they also have like some kind of a information museum or something like that, right?
Yeah.
You can live in a sandbox, but you have to take it down after a few hours. Okay, they're talking about this. Maybe I don't try everything I thought I did, but I keep messing with it. Did create a group, but maybe the rights aren't right. Okay, I'm just okay, let's go on. So, what kind of different option there is to buy land in SL?
I mean, you can buy land from Linden Labs, which
Okay,
you don't
so
really
Wait,
buy.
let-
the
let's
easiest
Timmy-
thing
Wait.
is if you find especially a special place that you want, for example, on mainland that is a land that is abandoned, right? You can always apply for it on the Second Life website, right? Or if not, you can always go like if Naria opens right now the map, right, and you look around the map, you'll see that
Dollar
you're gonna
signs
find
around. So these are
like
the
dollar
plots that are
signs. Those
selling.
automatically
and if
they
you click
say
on
that
it-
the land is on sale.
If you click on
And
them, that's usually on mainland, you can see those signs, right? And if you click
Yeah.
on them, you'll see how big is the plot and how much it's selling for. Some prices are ridiculous, so maybe also when you teleport somewhere, if you find the region that you think it's cute by the sea, right? Maybe teleport there when somebody's selling by a silly price and check around if there's an abandoned land around, right? So if the land that you're on belongs to Governor Linden, right, it means that you can write to Linden Lab and they will send you 1 square meter for $1 Linden, I think, right? So it's really cheap. It comes then, you pay like the cheapest price, you get 1,024 square meters for 1,024 lindens, right?
Yeah.
So, because I see that, I just clicked on some place, it's 3,072 and they're selling it for 99,000 lindens, which is ridiculously stupid, right?
What the F?
I know,
Yeah.
but you just have to check if somebody is selling it by normal price. Some people are just, see, here is like 1,500 and they're selling it for 4,000 lindens. That's not that bad, right? You just have to look around and check. So this is Mainland. You see all the stuff is connected. You can ride through it. You have roads around. You can go by roads. You can travel by sea here if you find a rest zone and stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
So you can ask for abandoned land. So you have to, yes, thank you, yes, Naria, $1 per square meter, $1 Linden per square meter. It's not $1. So it's really cheap at the end. So abandoned land, but you have to write a ticket to Linden Lab, right? You open a ticket there and request that land. You have to send them the landmark where you want to buy, and they will sell you the land. I think Timmy, you bought the land like that once, right? Or Darkana or somebody.
Not me. I think Tugs
I've
Tugs
done
did.
it that way.
Tugs
I
did,
never
yeah.
done.
I think
Yeah,
Tugs
I've
did,
done
yeah.
it that way.
Yeah.
It was
So
no big
and
deal.
you also have auctions, right? Auctions are on Second Life page. You can find auctions and people are like auctioning for the land, right? So somebody bids that much and then another one offers a little more, and there you can get really cheap land too, right? And
Yeah.
of course another option is to rent from somebody. Either you rent it from a person inside, well, somebody who's like a big SL baron or whatever, how do you call them, baron, like Chung, what's her name? Chung. Tim is like, nope.
Real estate.
Real estate.
Real estate.
Yeah, those.
Baron.
Landlord. You know, like in the old
Yeah.
days, it used to be landlord.
No, auctions are not on marketplace, but on Second Life page. If you go, you'll find somewhere land, and they're offering auctions there. Maybe just search a little, right?
Yeah.
And you
Well,
can
just
rent.
It worth
Huh?
mentioning. Just it worth mentioning that before buying land, really get a close look at this land plot itself and where it is and what's the nearby things, so like what's going on. Just because there are plenty of land plots in such auctions on the website, which are just a piece of land in the middle of nowhere, and you get odd looking buildings done by your neighbors or kind of obscuring your
But-
skies actually.
Yeah,
and
but
so
to be
on,
honest, me and Timmy moved to like almost empty land, right? There was nobody around, and now when we were been there for a year, everybody bought around, and they're just growing stuff around. You know, we're just happy
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
just built a Zen garden under us, so it's fine, right? But you know, sometimes
So-
people come there that build huge castles around you, or I don't know. There's a whole bloodlines group living there, or something like that, right?
Yeah.
Like Anshe.
Like the Paradiso, underneath it, all around it, is one of the oldest bloodlines clans in SL. They own pretty much the rest of that region, but we're up in the sky. We don't care.
Yeah, so you can rent from like small people, like somebody maybe bought a few pieces of land on Mainland and they're renting out like 4 parcels, because some people are not as big as Chunk and Anshe and so on, right? So they're just like smaller renters, so maybe that's a good thing to look at it too, right? Usually they are more attentive to you, right? And they're, you know, because I lived on a girl's place, she had like 1 sim, right? I lived there for
Oh, yeah.
a year. She was really
I
nice.
lived there too.
Yeah, she was really nice, and every time you had a problem, you had something, she was on it right away, right? She didn't have like 700 sims and stuff like that, right? She had that just 1 sim, and she was really, you know, every time you sent her a rent, she was like, oh, thank you for the rent, la la la, you know, it's like, it's a little more personal sometimes, right?
But in the same time, it can be with ups and downs of living in places like that. Because I remember I was having issues with the scripts, right? You was not allowed to use over, I don't know how many scripts was there, right? And she did tell me like 2 times, and I'm like, no, it's not the land, it's me.
Yeah,
And
you
that time it was when I was having like 200 or something on complexity. So that affects the land, right? So, but she didn't know that.
I just want to
So,
say,
yeah.
if you have to land, go to Firestorm search, and you have land sales, right? And you also can search for land that is selling, like you can list the price you want to pay less than 2,000, let's say, right? And you search for it, right? Mainland sales, right? And they find you, and you can also teleport there, right? It's really easy. Sorry. You see
But-
it's like a plot, they're selling it for 1,099 lindens, and you just teleport there, huh?
A little reminder for people who necessarily may be new to SL or just never owned land. Once you buy that land, you still have to pay the rent to Linden Labs every month.
Yeah, that's
So,
what that was
forget.
also my other question. Will come there, but to be honest, you also have auctions here, right? You have the estate sales, mainland sales, but you also have the auction sales here, also in search, right? If you go, so just keep that in mind. Check into it. Like there's so much stuff. If you wanna if you wanna do an auction, I think there are YouTube videos about how to do auctions in Second Life, right? How to get land by auction. But I think still the cheapest thing is maybe auction or probably just buy the abandoned land. I think that's the cheapest thing how you can get land in Second Life.
Cheaper
that's
and
the
faster,
cheapest
probably.
land you're gonna find.
Yeah, if you buy directly from Linden Labs when you find an abandoned land, right, and you ask for it from Linden Lab. What do you mean by ghosted? Okay, that's a lot. Okay, anyway, so as Tommy said, just remember, you can never really own land in Second Life, right? You always rented it. Either you're renting it from a person or you're renting it from Second Life, right? Linden Lab, actually, right? So even if you buy the land, right? If you decide to buy an island, if you decide to buy, I don't know, a mainland, right? You still have to pay your monthly tire, except if you're a premium, but then you're paying for premium either way to Linden Lab, right?
Yes, you will pay either way.
I guess that it's not even possible to participate in auctions or get some, buy the land without having premium account. At least I wasn't successful buying that stuff.
You cannot buy mainland if you're not premium.
Either auctions and so
Yeah, auctions
on,
are usually on mainland, so you cannot buy,
So it renders such that premium is basically the starting point, pretty much. So premium a starting point to do anything with land, like on a permanent basis, basically. Like
yeah,
not
I
just
mean,
renting
you don't
weekend-
have to be premium, and you can rent sims, I think, right, from people. You can live on a
yes,
sim,
that's
right?
Yeah.
But
Sure.
if you want to buy land, right, if you want to actually buy mainland or live in a Linden home, you have to be premium, right? So usually auctions are also made on mainland, so all the auctions going on are on mainlands, right?
Not all of them. There
Oh,
are
okay, they're also
auctions
doing the
of-
full island auctions, right? But I don't know how
Yeah.
it is there to participate, if you can be like, if you need to be a premium or not.
Well, maybe not, but then we will be talking about some real dollars, US dollars, and it's a steep price actually at once for the full island. So that is the thing for, shall we say, either rich guys or well-planned people who can, think ahead and somewhat make thoughtful decision, not just throw money left and right for such things.
And that's the other thing. The land barons like Chung,
Barons, that's what
do
I wanted to
not-
say, Timmy.
they do not follow the same rules for buying up Sims. They don't go buy an island at the auction. They buy theirs at a steep discount direct from
Yeah, of
Linden
course,
Labs.
but it's because they have so much land, and if like they lose somebody
Yeah.
like Chunk, there's like so much land that's unused for Linden, right?
That's saying you're not competing with them when you're trying to buy auction land. You're competing with normal people.
Yeah.
Just the average Joe.
So it's right, yeah, exactly, guys. I see it in the chat. So if you're a premium, you can choose either to live in a Linden home where you get a home, and you also additionally get 351 prims to use, right? In a Linden parcel, you live in that cute designed neighborhoods, and that's it. You have neighbors and stuff. But if you want to live on mainland, you can also, instead of Linden home, you can grab mainland. So you can grab 1,024 square meters of mainland. You don't have to pay rent for it, right? You are paying your Linden premium, right? But you don't pay the rent for that land, and you get 351 prims. But you have to put your own house there or whatever you want to do, right? It doesn't come with anything on it. So you just have 351 prims with nothing on the land. And somebody asked me, why would you even want to then live on mainland, right? And not on a Linden home, right? I think it was you, Alex, right?
Yeah,
Last time.
exactly. I thought a lot about that and haven't come up with that one single reason why would somebody, I mean, if you are on a budget, you don't want to get some really nice 4,000 square meter or whatever, 16,000. You want to get some decent house, not like,
Yeah, but
a bit bigger than this room.
yeah, but
Anyways.
the problem is not everybody wants to live in a house, right? Not everybody wants to live in those boxes, right? Or in these nicely made neighborhoods, right? It's like me. I don't need a house, right? I have my studio, right? So I have an open plan not even an apartment. It's like open, right? You can just walk right in, and I don't have doors, nothing. It's just one open plan. Where is my studio, right? So I decided to live on mainland, first of all, because I can live with Timmy beside me, right? Because if you live in Linden Homes, you cannot choose your neighbors, right? You just get what you get, right? And in mainland, you can choose where you want to live. You can go all around, check where a cute place for you is, and then if there are like 2 parcels or 3 parcels on sale, or you can divide them, right? If you buy like a huge land, you can divide it on 4 parcels and then maybe get your friends to live with you, whatever, right? You can maybe rent 3 parcels and you live on one, right? It just depends that if you buy larger amounts of land there, right? Because you can always extend your land. Because on Linden Lab you just get 1,024 square meters, but on mainland, if you decide you want a little more prims, right, you can buy a little more land with it. Okay, you will pay a little rent. I think it's $7 per month, right? If you buy another 1,024 square meters with it, right?
Yeah,
Well,
it kind of goes in chunks. So there's like your basic 1,024, then you can have, I'll pull up the chunks here, but it's like different tiers of like $7 a month, $35 a month, $50 a month on up.
To be
So
honest,
you can be paying $50 a month and only using 1,024. You're still going to be paying $50 a month because that's the tier you signed up to. But you'll have, if you want to expand your land, it's available. You don't have to pay any more money.
So Anna said, I know in theory that buying land on group's name rather than yourself is supposed to give you some extra prims, but I never got that, so I don't know.
Yeah, it gives you some extra prims.
If you buy what?
The
If
thing
you
you have
did
to-
the land to a
If you
group
do
or
group
what?
land. Yeah. If you're deeded to group, you get like 10% more prims.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Only on mainland. That doesn't apply on islands. That's only on main.
Oh, okay. But we'll come to group land later a little, right? So we said you cannot really own land in Second Life, right? You're always renting it. At the end, you're renting it from Linden Lab at the end of it, right? You're always paying something to Linden Lab. Either that is the rent or tire, how do you say it? Or is the, what else? Or is the premium account, right? So either way you're paying. So guys, what kind of land did you own over the years?
All
I've
of
had
it.
everything.
Yeah, same here. Linden home and my Sims.
I've been in the dome. I've been in a neighborhood. I've had a sim. Everything.
Oh, you own the full sim?
Well, it was me and friends that split it, but yeah.
I was the
And
same.
I've had up to 12 sims at one time.
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you like rent them out or?
Some of it was rented out, and some of it was paid for by. It was an RP, combat RP, so people paid to be members of the combat RP. Then they could also rent land within that. That's where we ended up with 12 Sims, as people could rent land within it.
Yeah, you can connect the lands, Rune. You're right.
It still was not. It was still costing me money, no matter how much I rented out, no matter how many people joined. It still cost me money.
So you
Don't-
never went.
That does not make you a
in
land baron.
profit, right? you was always in a lose, right?
Yeah, it was never profitable, and it wasn't. The point wasn't to be profitable.
Also, I don't know. Somebody said, "How can you get? How can you get like to live somewhere and you don't pay money?" I once stumbled upon a. Okay, it was a little weird, but I stumbled upon a group. Right, I don't know, were they demons or vampires? Right, I think they were demons actually, and they invited me and Tuggy to their land. Right, they had a full land and they had a castle there. And if you joined the group, right, you could rest anywhere on the land, right? And you can also live, they give you a room in their castle, right? So you could live there, right? So that's like another option if you maybe don't have money. Maybe check into some groups, right? If they're offering like housing, right? If you join their roleplay sims, right? And maybe they have it for free because they were like offering us, if we join the group and we roleplay with them, right? Those demons and stuff, we can live in their room, right? Each would get a room in the castle, which we can
It will
decorate
come
and
with
stuff
the
like
curse,
that.
though, right?
Huh?
Like,
No, we
it-
didn't
it-
go
it
too
comes
much
with the
in.
curse.
Well, it was then awkward at the end because then at the end the main demon told us that all the girls are running naked there, but let's leave that out, right?
Um,
That's
that
a talk
that
for
kind
another
of
day.
that's similar to, you can squat. You can go find. There's tons of it on mainland, places that are group-owned land. That the
Oh, I
group is
wanted to
free-
come there
open and free
later.
to join. So
Oh, that. What kind of land did you own over the years? Okay.
Yeah, but then it worth a mention, since like speaking of those naked girls, so there are plenty of escort clubs which are offering free of charge, like shall we say, hotel rooms. Or
Yeah, you
like
have that
wherever, you name it.
motels or with sororities and stuff.
There you have basically whatever you may think of. So if you don't have much money to pay for the rent, I assume you don't have much furniture either. So you will be better off jumping into those escort sims and actually enjoy all the existing stuff in that. You would get decent choice of, beds, decorations, whatnot, and like no limits basically.
Yeah.
Apart from your girlfriend would perhaps have to assume that, okay, like
Yeah,
here-
but it's like just find maybe if you don't have money, you have to be resourceful in Second Life, right? You have to go check around Second Life what is available. I will tell you a story because Dano just said you had a video in area where you found some Spain people living rent free somewhere and went nuts on them, right? It's actually not. It's not actually. It's called squatting, right? So I will tell you how so when I didn't have no money in Second Life, I actually found Mainland, right? People forget to close their lands, right? They left it, the check mark for building is not on, right? So everybody on the land can build, right? So at the time, as I didn't have nowhere to live, I actually was squatting around the parcels on Mainland, right? So there was like I don't know if there were a couple or a girl, and she forgot like the check mark. Of course, she didn't check mark the build for a group, right? And everybody could build there, so nobody knew that. And I put my skybox in the sky, right, above her land, like really up. And I think I lived there for like 3 weeks, right? It was around Christmas, and the main problem I had, because it was Christmas, I decorated like the last day I lived there, or 2 days, I decorated everything in my skybox for Christmas. So I used too much of her prims, I think, right? So she figured out something was wrong, right? So then she closed the land, and of course when I logged in next day, all of my stuff was gone, right? well, gone. She just deleted it, of course. But yeah, people are squatting in the sky above the lands that are open. That's happening in Second Life, right? So when I found those Spain people, I kind of knew what they were doing, right? The land was open. But I had so much problems with this then, you don't know. I think we did a video that I was actually the girl who owned that land, right? She has like 700 sims on Second Life, right? I'm not gonna mention her, but actually she thought that I was squatting. I don't know how she didn't understand my video, right? Or that I'm promoting people to squat. So she banned me on all 700 sims in Second Life, right? So I had to I used 1 month of my Second Life to just convince her that that video was not, what she thought it was, and we went here and there about that, and I couldn't teleport to events, to stores, because she had so much stuff, right? That I couldn't go anywhere, right? I couldn't go to half of the stores on 50 Linden Friday. I couldn't go to most of the events, right? She had so much land rented out, and I was banned on all of them, which was fun times.
But it's worth mentioning that there is a flip side of this coin. Perfectly legitimate way to use exactly the same trick. Like myself, I'm, in here, I don't know, maybe 4 months or such, so I barely have any home stuff, like, decoration, furniture, curtains, kettles, you name it, all the stuff. So found that the best strategy is actually get land and then open up all these buttons such that anyone can come and drop whatever he wants, and then actually ask all my friends to come over and then kind of donate me all their food. Of course, it's a copy. If somebody raise a coach on my land, he still get his coach, right? So it's perfectly fine. But at that case, I got pretty much all the best possible furniture.
What, you just take it, or what? I don't get it. Like, people rest for you, or what do you mean?
Yeah, people rest.
But that's what stuff. I do a lot in Second Life. I'm offering people, if you need a house, I can res it for you. Like Darkana, you did the same a lot of times, or furniture. Darkana, last time I was living on that.
And I do that too.
Yeah, last time I was living on that, Darkana got me the whole kitchen from Dust Bunny rest for me, right?
Yeah.
So that's what friends do. Like you can get people if you know them. Like you don't have to buy stuff, so they res it for you, of course, right?
Yeah. And that's actually very nice feature, because it permits to have an easy start with still decent quality of everything. It's impossible to buy, let's say, for reasonable money, it's impossible to buy the whole stuff, and more importantly, I don't even know what does Dust Bunny actually mean.
It's a store.
It's a store.
It's a really known store in
and
Second
also
Life.
lives under
Okay,
the
anyway,
sofa.
to stop, we have so many questions. Wait, so I have more question for Tommy, because so Tommy, I got a question on Discord. So can you tell us more about group-owned land, like responsibility, rights of single members, payment, and stuff like that? I don't know what they exactly mean, but maybe if you...
Group-owned land can get really complex, but the basic idea is, first off, group-owned land is the responsibility of the founder of the group. So like where Paradiso Pantharides is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's group-owned land under the Shelby Family Limited, and there's group members that do assist with that. But if no one else puts any money into it, it's on me, because I founded the group. Mm-hmm. So always remember that you may think, oh great, we can have, we can have all these prims, and it's group owned, and it's split between 20 people that are
in the group,
in the executives of the group and contributing to it. Well, if they don't pay in, if they're not paying their tier every month on their premium, or they're not paying extra tier that they need to pay, Linden Labs will take it out of my bank. But
yeah, okay.
Essentially, group-owned land, you can donate land to your group. So, like, we have group-owned land. We have one anonymous benefactor that donated an extra parcel to it. So that becomes part of the group land, but the tier for that still comes out of his premium account.
So, what do you think about prices of Second Life land? And I will go to Darkana because I know how much you spent in Second Life. Go for it.
What do you want to know?
I said, what do you think about prices of land in Second Life?
Well, it depends. It's like I have been a little bit around, and there is only one, how can I say, business that I rent from, and they are called Amastate. I'm sure you know with this, right?
Yeah, guys.
Amastate.
Anyway, if you're renting anywhere, I always rent it from Amastate. So Amastate is really cheap. So yeah, Darky, go on. It's like the best
It is.
prices. Yeah.
And they also has this website where you can go and pick and choose whatever you would like. What kind of land? Or how many prims?
Do you have the
want and
link
all.
to that site? So maybe you
Yeah,
can post
I
it
do.
in the chat.
I will find it.
Because I
I will
lost it.
find it.
Last time I was looking for that land, I couldn't find it. But no, but in general, how about the prices of Second Life land? Because I think it should be a lot cheaper. I don't know, it's like virtual land. I was
Some
shocked
lands are
when I
just
found out how
insane.
much it is, right?
Yeah.
Like in
And
general.
I just bought my neighbor land where I live right now,
Mm-hmm.
and I have collected, I think, 8,000. I'm not quite sure. Tommy, do you remember those? What I have? I have 8,000.
I think you have 8,900.
Prims.
Yeah, something like that.
Oh god. We're all living at Darkana now.
Yeah. But
Oh, I
can do
used it
that
all for
because-
landscaping. There's none
Okay.
left.
Okay.
See, Tommy, you help me. So, but I could actually have both of them, and I even think that I can go for, if there will be available, more sim on the same land, like the name.
But yeah, I mean, it can become quite expensive, especially if you want to live on a sim, right? Because
Yeah.
as we said, it's like $200 $450 and up, right? I
Mm.
mean, real life dollars
Oh
a
my God.
month, right? It's like you pay
I have
monthly
it.
fee, right?
The half sim that I just got rid of
Mm-hmm.
was costing me. This is half of a sim, but we were getting 18,000 prims with it. We were paying 185 a month, so U.S. dollars.
Yeah, but yeah, exactly, and half sim, and I don't know. I
Yeah.
think like if you ask me, okay, they have prices as they have. Everybody can decide if you wanna pay it or not, of course, right? But it's like for me when I first figured out how much it is. Also rent, like if you just wanna live on a parcel, right? If you rent from somebody, like let's say 1/4 of a sim or something, right? It's so much money when you start counting it together and each month, right? If you check out how much would you pay in a yearly basis, right? You're just like, what the hell am I doing, right? It's a virtual land, right? I was
Yeah,
just
that's a
shocked how
scary
much
thought.
it is. Yeah, I don't know.
I can. Oof.
I think it should be like a lot cheaper, right? But of course, they're having so many people in Second Life. They're getting money. Why would they make it cheaper, right? Also, I
Yeah.
think Tommy, you were talking about this that they will not, or what? Or you think they will go cheaper?
Yeah, it's now that it's on Amazon Cloud, the old excuse of paying for server hardware is gone. You're not paying for server hardware, you're paying for bandwidth used by your land. So the pricing should, in theory, be based on how many people visit your land, how many prims are in use on your land, what its rendering cost is. But they're never going to go to that.
But
because
to be honest,
they make a ton
yeah,
of money off
exactly.
empty land.
Exactly,
Yeah,
and as
and
I said,
makes it complicated business model if you think about it, like how to even charge for a number of visitors or whatnot for the bandwidth. So
Yeah.
it's not
Well,
even
that's- they kinda-
transparent.
We did that to start with. Going back to the olden days, that's how billing for Second Life started. Then it went to prim tax. I don't know, maybe Darky remembers prim tax, where you
Yeah.
didn't pay for land, or land was cheap. You paid for land, but it was cheap. But you paid for how many prims you had out on your land.
Ah, okay.
That was essentially paying for the rendering cost, paying for the bandwidth. But they gave up on that. It was just too difficult for them to track, too easy for people to cheat.
Yep.
Okay, so as long
So-
so for 4 years that I'm now on Second Life, like back to Second Life, let's say my avatar is of course older. They changed the price of the land once, right? In now 4 years, no 5 years that I'm on, right? They just dropped it a little, right? I think I was just renting from a girl, and the price went down, and the price of ours we were renting then. 4 people were renting half of the sim together, right? Timmy, you were with me, of course.
Yeah.
And the price went just a little down, right? So at least it went down a little, but it's not even close to what I would want it to have, right? I now have Mainland and I just pay premium, and I'm happy with that because when we were renting our half sim, right, we spent so much money. It was like calculated, I think it was like $40 a month, right? Or $35 a month. So it's not a lot, but it is a lot for a virtual land, right? So I don't know. I think they should go a little down, and maybe they wouldn't have so much abandoned land on Mainland anymore, right?
It might worth mentioning, since you guys are covering pretty much high life of SL. So speaking of those poor people, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm just alone over here. Well, like appeal to audience. If anyone has concern of paying some real dollars for land, so if you guys are thinking of rent, so unbeatable price for renting is actually Linden homes. So I did the calculus, figured out that you get something like 150 Linden dollars per month for 1024 square meters and 600 prims. So you can't get anything even close to that on Unshacks or
Yeah, but that
pretty
comes
much
with a premium, right? I mean, you have to be premium for that.
But in the end of the day, bottom line, if you recalculate the whole thing, it is effectively as if you are paying 150 Linden dollars per month for like this much prims.
Yeah, I
And,
know, but you're saying like we're
roughly
high. I don't
times
own
better.
anything than just a premium account, right? I also own just Mainland,
Yeah.
right? I'm not like
Right,
I'm
don't
not
admit.
owning a sim. I don't have like I will not pay for the big land. So I also have. It's like as you say, either Linden home if you want to go cheap, or the Mainland that comes with the premium, right? So it's those two
It's
options
kinda
that you
same thing.
can go
Exactly.
really cheap with. It's like I think it's $99 per year. If you pay yearly, you really kind of because it's like $11 or $13 a month, right, for premium. I don't know some of those too.
No,
11.
11. I think
I
it's
don't know. It's
what?
better to say 99 per year.
Yeah, 99
my
per
mind,
year
that's-
because you pay less if you pay for a year than if you pay every month, right? Or if you pay quarterly, right? The cheapest way is to pay yearly, but you must know you will have to be a year in Second Life, right? If that it's worth it, right?
It's not that big of a deal. But yeah, I admit that there are some cases when actually rental in such things like Unshacks or whatnot is actually possible to justify if you don't even know if you are going to play at all. So, or you like have no idea if you will have any friends or like family. If
Yeah,
you
but
have
for
no-
that, I would say if you're playing Second Life like this, it's better to find a family and they let you live in their house. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Or anyhow, begin from building connections with people. Then you will get much better idea what kind of land do you actually need. So, question of land begins with the question of like, so what kind of friends you get, what's your common interest, and even just simply the number of people. Like if you have 20 people in your group, which are well, shall we say, understanding each other, you can go for something really nice, obviously for group land and so on. If you are just like
Yeah, but you see, you are also in SL, so it doesn't matter how much you try to get the land. How Naria was saying before, we got 5 people, we got a half sim, right?
yeah,
Everything was nice and cozy, but that doesn't always work. You are in SL, and shit happens.
Yeah, like
So
one dropped
people-
out,
People
two people.
can't pay this month, so you cover
Yeah, but
'em,
not
and
that,
then-
or two
then they
people
can't
fight
pay
and
next
one,
month.
two people fight,
Yeah.
one wants to move away, and then you're left with
You're-
4 people, and all of a sudden you don't know what to do with their part of the land, right? It gets, the more people you have on the land, the more complicated it gets, right? Because there's still
Exactly.
people. People stop
Yep.
playing Second Life. People fight. People have arguments. People do this. People do that. So it's not easy, right? It's easier if you have, like me and Timmy had no problems now for years because we're only living together, us two, right? But when we were living with more people, there were problems, right? There's somebody moves away, then you're looking at their part of the land, and you're like, what the fuck to do with this now, right? Are you gonna buy it? Do we divide it? But it's on totally opposite sides, so what do we do, right? It becomes weird.
It's just like
right?
real life. It's just like real life. If you add more people into the mix, there's going to be issues.
Exactly, and plus it's like either you said like depends of people what you have around. Not really. I mean, depends of how you alone afford to get. If you don't afford to have to pay so much money, of course you can just rent a small place or whatever. If you have a little bit money and you have premium, you get a land or a house from Linden Lab. If you have money enough, you can of course get your own self a new land.
By the way, Dano
it's
said, keep in mind, $11.99. It's U.S. cost of premium, right? For those outside, they add tax onto the cost, so his costs like $14, right?
well,
Yeah, I'm actually
That is
paying $17 or
Yeah, but you're paying
yeah,
17
somewhere.
because you have additional land, right? Or no?
Yeah, I have an extra land, right? I have 2 parcels.
Yeah, you have one parcel for premium and one you bought beside it the same size, right?
Mhm.
So you can have more preem. So yeah. Okay, so guys, let's go to more fun questions. So what is the weirdest thing you found built on land sim in SL?
Oh my god.
Let's go to more fun question. Can I start and you can think
That's a
about it?
loaded question.
Jason.
We- right up there with the weirdest, I found a giant toilet once on mainland that was like the size of a whole sim.
Just
The
a
whole
toilet.
regions,
One toilet or many
Toilet.
toilets.
one toilet, one giant toilet, and it was just there. I mean, it had water in it. You could go swim in it. But
Oh my god.
So I would say to my like random exploring, I once found a sim full of dog cages where people lived in. Like you can rent the dog
Oh,
cage, right? So
yep,
Wow.
I strolled around the sim and there were like people actually living in the cages, like eating from the bowls and sleeping on the dog beds, right?
Oh my God.
Dog's life chose them.
Now
Yeah.
that sounds like a great plan for a weekend, I shall tell you, So this is the thing to do if you get some spare time.
But the thing is, me and Naria, we have been like, I've been to pretty much a lot of weird place. The weirdest place that was Naria. We talked about. You remember that girl that took us to that animal thingy?
Ah, yeah. We actually went to the help hub, or what is it
Social
called?
land
Social
or
hub,
supposed-
where all the trolls hang, whatever. Okay, so we found a girl there, and we were like, you know what? Take us to the weirdest place, right? So she took us like to the barns, right? There were like barns all around the sim where people had animals inside, but you can actually had sex with those animals, right?
Oh my god. This
swear
is,
to
oh my
God.
god.
You remember when?
He-
And there was a girl right behind us, like fucking with the bull.
And then
And I
Timmy
was
jumped
standing
on.
milking.
Took me.
Very nasty.
Yeah, it was.
What about
crazy
you,
there.
Jason? You were so quiet, so you must have
Yeah,
seen.
I was gonna say because this question I can answer. Okay, so the first place I rented, it was like this very very small like parcel I had because I just wanted the cheapest rent I could find just to be able to change clothes, and like not the next parcel but 2 parcels next to me. There was this. I don't know if it was a club or a strip club, but no one was ever there. But it was full of lights all the time, and it was made the land so fucking laggy. So that's the weirdest thing that I've seen where I lived.
Anybody else?
I've seen so much weird stuff. I don't know even where to start. The toilet stuff I've seen before, like
Oh, weren't we once on like a shit sim? Everything was covered with shit. It was
Oh
like,
yeah,
of
you
course,
remember the buttholes?
yeah.
The buttholes where you get stuck into the buttholes.
Oh,
Oh
that's
my
another
God.
one. But I was on also on a sim where everything was covered with shit. It was like sexual, right? But everything was shitty. Like, shit was all over the floor, in the toilets, in
So much
everywhere.
shit.
A lot of shit.
Face.
Grace, let's go to Grace. And,
Same. I mean, just I think we've all seen the same craziness.
yeah. So guys, if you wanna find what did you?
Oh no, go ahead.
No, go for it. You wanted to say something.
Oh, a big giant penis. That was one. It was like penis land. I don't know.
Where?
It's weird.
Timmy, where? You know what was also crazy? When there was a land full of our cardboards. Huge as hell.
We don't know anything about that.
And the stupid neighbors had to complain.
So if you don't
There you
know,
go with
Tommy and
Mainland.
Grace rest our cardboards, right? Of me, Victor, and Timmy on the mainland, like, and they made them huge, like you can see them from a mile away, right?
60 meters tall.
So, and it was also funny because one girl was touring the mainland and she stumbled upon those cardboards, right? Also, and she posted it to Discord. Like, ooh, the best thing I saw on mainland, right? But what, neighbors complained of what? Weren't we pretty
did.
enough?
Yeah, the bloodlines people complained about it. So.
Assholes.
We were scaring the vampires.
So, let's check the
They
chat.
could sleep the day.
They have the strangest parcel I have been to is an island called Pooland Island, and on it was a giant poo, and people were renting poo caves. Very odd. Okay. Mr. Hanky, the Christmas poo. Okay. I remember seeing a Trump blimp on mainland with a Trump tower and Make America Great Again body bags. Oh God.
Yeah, that's just one. That's just one region over from where Paradiso is.
Oh, and weirdest stuff was a place girls could bang a Shire horse and get picked up by a Japanese plant that probed them very delicate places with its bulbous stems. Oh God. Okay.
I think we saw those kind of things. You know those alien plants or whatever. And
Yeah,
they
one
start,
grabbed
like, banging
Timmy.
you with a- yeah, I know. Been there.
Been
Yeah,
there, done that.
Back to when I had the Combat RP, Forbidden City. was the
Also,
name
I
of it.
have a Forbidden
Um,
City.
We had those plants.
Also, I have a question. Any stories of people messing with your land in Second Life? I know.
Oh
I-
yeah.
I know Timmy
Yep.
has a good one. Timmy, the sand in your house.
Oh yeah, but that was, oh my God, that was exactly in the beginning. So one of our friends bought a whole sim, well, rented a whole sim, and that was when my ex was in here as well, exactly in the beginning when I joined. And Naria was there too, and one day we just like logged in, and the whole land in my parcel, it was like all the sand over the pool, over the house.
Because
was crazy.
we forgot the build button on, so anybody who come to the land could build over it. So they raised the sand all over his parcel, right? So his house was full of sand, everything. So we had to like put it down. So that was one of the. So never forget your build button on, because you never know
No,
who can come
Because-
along. Anybody
I
else?
got
Exactly.
on that one.
Oh, that's the same I have experienced. So
Yeah.
Or you
I
can, of
like-
course, go online and you find your Christmas sim full of color yellow. Like
Peace
the
yellow.
snow, it turns full yellow.
Okay, but that's made by your friends. I mean, like maybe for.
I like trolling. I don't know. No, I don't think that.
I
Besides the
sometimes
sand-
come to my I sometimes came to my parcel, and maybe the bed sheets are different color, and the things that you can change the color on, right?
Yeah.
If somebody comes along and they're like just, oh, click, I'm gonna make it black, or don't know something. It's like, ooh.
Usually I mess up with others people like places. If, for example, we are going in a home invasion, right?
Uh-huh.
Then I'm letting like doors open and everything that is opening, I'm opening.
Isn't sometimes
Feeling like
also there
home.
people are finding people having sex on their beds and stuff? Isn't that also?
Oh yeah, my neighbor. Remember, my neighbor was using my land as his fuck place. I found them in my hot tub, and I was like, okay. So I logged back in, and then they were still there. They left again, and I had to ban them because I found them who they was.
Yeah.
And then we had the weird neighbor that was like picking up on us.
Oh, that neighbor was
was a-
creepy. We were once sitting in. He thought
I end
maybe
up
we were
with the-
having sex or something, but we were just sitting on the couch, and he appeared outside. Imagine you have a full glass house, right? And all of a sudden you check outside of your window, and there's a naked fat guy standing in front of the window, checking in, right? And I was like,
And I'm
Hello?
like, come in, don't be shy. No, no, I'm good here. And I'm
do a
like,
threesome
huh?
or a foursome with Grace and I.
Who?
Keeps hitting on us.
A couple. So Grace, you wanted to say
Yep.
something also. I think Jetta said.
Oh yeah, I logged out to everything fine in a neighborhood that I lived in a little subdivision, and logged back in the next day. All of my furniture, everything was on the ceiling. They had flipped all of my furniture and put it on the ceiling. Somebody did. And I was so pissed off. Oh my
Oh my
God.
god.
I'm such
that
a
sounds like fun though.
perfectionist. Oh, I'm such
Really?
a perfectionist. And then had everything, just right. Oh my God, I was so
I think
furious.
just for fun of it, I could like edit everything, including the house, and just turn it around.
Okay, guys, so we're on a 1 hour mark, but I deleted a lot of questions, but I'm gonna ask this one. So, what are the do's and don'ts on the land, right? What are your pet peeves, what people do? Because, okay, I'll just tell you what I mean with that, right? So, on mainland, right, I hate when people put ban lines on, right? I know you can turn
I
them
was
off.
expecting
I
that
know,
one.
I know you
It's
can.
huge
I know
walls.
you can turn them off for yourself, but if somebody comes on my land like a guest, I don't want that ban lines to cover my view, right?
Yeah, big yellow or red band lines.
I hate big
Uh,
walls around
I was gonna
parcels.
say big,
Yes.
massive, just anything.
It's
whether
okay if
it's
they're
some
like,
gaudy something.
If-
Pretty, but
Generally,
usually they're
they
like
could-
really preemie.
Yeah, it's okay if they're like maybe naturey, they're trees
Yeah,
or
if it
something.
looks good, but I always get next to the person somehow that has the worst taste in whatever. It doesn't matter what it is. It'll be the ugliest, shittiest looking,
Exactly,
something, and they
ex-
make it massive.
And I also don't like outdated furniture and stuff or houses or something because they're also like, oh god, on mainland is so much of that shit everywhere. You have like something that looks like from 2008,
That's
right?
why
Six,
Linden
yeah.
Homes is not that bad idea, actually.
I'm gonna
You get
disagree
nothing
with
like
that
that.
because did you check into Linden homes a lot of times?
Yeah, there
People still have bad taste.
Uh-huh, exactly.
I'm
Ah,
sneaky.
no, well,
I look in everyone's home.
Yeah, I mean Linden homes will not save you from using prim furniture. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Exactly.
naturally so. But then again, like, maybe I'm too young over here. 'Cause I barely can manage with my own house, let alone sneak into neighbors' place.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you're
wait a
always
second.
looking at
Sorry.
your neighbors.
Guys,
don't
sorry
you
a
say?
second.
Yeah.
Echo said, I love the render. Echo, let me tell you something. You know what I'm doing? Everything around my land, I put on the render blacklist.
He put everything on the render. He probably sees just mine in his house. Did you put me on the render
Yeah.
too?
No. But no,
Not
it's
yet.
just like our two houses and the rest
love
I
he's like,
rendered
no.
everything.
Also, I hate. I just noticed that of some of our neighbors. Sometimes they res a platform, but they res it on They don't res it in the sky. They res it on your view, right? You can still see their
Oh, that is
platform
so
in the middle of
annoying.
the
Oh my
sky,
God.
right? Just put it on 1,000 or 2,000 meters. Don't put it on 100 for frick's sake, right? And then you
Yeah, it's
res
like a
onto your land,
cloud.
and you see a platform in the sky right there, and probably it's just I don't know.
We had a neighbor that
Mm-hmm.
every 100 meters, all the way from the ground to
All the way
4,000
up.
meters. Every 100 meters was a platform.
Yep.
So annoying. And you would de-render it, and they would delete it and put out different ones. So de-render didn't even work.
Yeah, that's it.
Also, I
Yeah.
hate on mainland. I hate those huge for sale signs
Oh my
Oh my
god.
god.
because
Yeah.
And then they
Someone
want-
actually
then they
put
want
next to
100
my
lindens
land,
up.
they
yeah,
A meter
put
for
a
the land.
A
hot
blimp.
air balloon.
yeah,
You know those
For
the
sale.
big ones for sale. I was like, what the fuck?
or these big
Yeah.
signs for sale. You can see it like again
It
from a
looks
mile
so
away.
messy. So messy.
So anybody else? Anything?
You feel
That's,
like
that's why you
countryside.
like live next to friends at the time, so you don't have to worry about this stuff.
Run, but it's not only that. Don't get me wrong. It sometimes can be the places can be cute, but when you de-render things automatically, especially when you're on mainland, it's you are raising enough hard because of your things. But imagine when you have tons of other things that they are rendering around your parcel. They take forever. So that's why I prefer to put everything on blacklist, because then I don't have to stay an hour to render everything.
Tommy, they call that multi-platforms. Multi-platforms.
Yeah, that's fine.
Usual minimum height for
it's
skyboxes is 300
excessive.
meters. Yeah, but on mainland, before somebody figures it out, somebody can have a platform raised on 100 meters for God knows how long, right? So yeah, but what about don'ts? I think do's. I think it's like nice to be, think about the aesthetic of the mainland around you a little, at least, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep. Think about the aesthetic, like what I did with Darky's Land. I took
Absolutely.
into account the
Took and delete
cliff
everything.
sides and stuff they had done.
mhm.
So I built to kind of match the whole sim. But also think about your neighbors. Don't put out 20 breedables. Put out 2. You're gonna lag the hell out of your neighbors.
Or if you have
Yeah.
breedables,
Good
put
reason.
them in the sky. Maybe that's a better option, right?
We
Even
had
in the
at
sky,
some
though.
point,
Mm.
Piggy, we had at some point a huge ass castle behind our house, you remember?
Mm.
And we even visited it, but then they removed it. Or no, it was in the old place on the mainland, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a Dracula castle behind us, but it's
Yeah.
fine. It was not. They didn't have anything else almost less than that Dracula castle. There was not a lot of stuff inside because it was too big for anything else. Is
What
there a
does the
limit?
blacklist do?
Is there a limit to how many items you can blacklist? Well, ask Timmy. Timmy, did you come?
No, I did
You
so
can
much
do
things.
something.
You click right on them, edit. No, sorry. Click right on things, more, de-render, and blacklist, and then you're never gonna see that item again.
Dano
Never.
said,
accidentally blacklist
Booyah.
stuff that you do want to see again. 'Cause then it's
Yeah,
a pain
don't
in the
de-render
butt.
things that you still want to see.
oh, sometimes it happens. So Dano said, I bought my land on the edge of a big lake. 2 days later, it changed into a Brazilian dominatrix resort.
Love
Okay,
it.
so that's it. When you buy
That's
mainland, you
unfortunate.
never know, or even if you buy half of the sim, you never know who will come on the other side. Like we had our half of the sim, Timmy, remember? And
Yeah.
at one time, okay, there was like people who had nice things, but one time an MC club moved there, right? They had like an outdated. They made a full village of outdated stuff. There was a club that looked like shit, right? So we just put a huge wall between them and us, right? Or that wall is already there, so we didn't see shit anymore there. So yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
but after a while the wall disappeared. I don't know how. But thank God Darky moved.
I put it down then, I think,
Mm.
because Darky moved there, so we didn't need a wall anymore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got not a permanent ban, but I got a short ban from Linden Labs years ago because the neighbors were driving me nuts and I was fighting with them, and I ended up putting up a giant 60 meter by 60 meter wall that was an RL picture of me nude.
Oh.
Linden Labs didn't like that.
Wow.
Nude in real life?
Yeah, RL
But
me
still,
nude.
Oh.
so for how long time
Oh
is
my God.
I mean, this you good. So how
What?
long it took you to get online?
What? I didn't hear you. What?
So
That was
like
a
this
that was a
this picture
6-month
of me.
ban.
6 months.
Oh, okay. So yeah, one bear picture, 6 months. Okay.
So
It's
you
not
were
a bad
IP
deal.
banned.
Yep, IP ban.
Awesome.
Oh god damn it. I like Peter. I know
Note
him.
to
I
self,
start to
never
de-render
show
blacklist spotlight in dance clubs.
self.
I have less lag.
Yeah, Darky's like, note to self.
Yeah.
I know, right?
Don't
Not
put
show
naked pictures on yourself.
naked to the neighbor.
There you
Use
go.
your
I'd love to see
out.
it say that it's just me that's seen him, but yeah, no.
Okay, guys, so our time is up. I hope you had fun, that you know, learned something about Second Life Land. If you didn't, you know, at least you heard some funny stories about it. So next week, Darkana, you have the wine o'clock. You wanna tell more about that?
Wait. Yes. The thing is that yesterday I had a death in the family, so I need to postpone my wine o'clock until the 30th of January, and then I'm going to talk about a very touchy subject. We are going to speak about racism. So I will come more back with more information about that. So, but there will be a little bit. I will be a lot busy the week that comes now because funeral, all that. Has
So
to be
wait,
done.
can I have like the wine o'clock then? Me?
Yeah, absolutely. You can go next Saturday if you like.
Okay, guys. So next Saturday we will have, you know, wine o'clock again on my channel, and we'll talk about Second Life sex. So if you have any, you know, ooh,
Boy.
That's much
Can we
more
take
lighthearted.
all our inventory out?
yes. Anyway,
All the
we're
ding
gonna
dongs.
talk about funny stories, interesting topics. So if you wanna join these wine o'clocks, because I change a little people. Also today, 2 girls would have to be with me, 2 new ones, but they didn't answer me, and Cara is not here. But yeah, anyway, if you wanna join those these wine o'clocks, come to my Discord. I have it, the link under the video, and I post in new videos. A question if somebody wants to join the topic, and of course write to me and I will put you in, and you know, just come on Saturday for this discussion, right? The only thing
If
is
not, you'll see our pretty faces again.
exactly, or if not, we'll all be still here. But yeah, we'll talk about sex in Second Life. It's gonna be a fun topic. I mean, you know, I bet
So
we
what from
Huh?
today? Pixel orgy.
pixel
Everybody
orgy.
come.
Well, we can
Yeah,
also
we all
talk
gonna be
if we
sex-
we had orgies in Second Life. I guess why not, right,
I'm
Timmy?
very thankful you are streaming this,
Yeah.
Maria, so I can watch it when
But the
I'm back
the
home.
whole challenge shall be such that it shall be suitable for YouTube, right? So make sure you're gonna get a nice orgy, which is also YouTube compatible.
There you go. We're gonna do
There is no.
pixelate it.
Hey.
We're gonna do it like the Sims do it.
I know, right?
Oh yeah.
Under the sheets. Okay, I'm joking. But yeah, if you wanna join, and if you have voice in Second Life, come to Discord, and when I ask the question, just, you know, tag yourself in,
Don't be
and
shy.
yeah, we'll
Don't
talk about
feel
that.
blue.
Especially if you have
Frankenstein is
some
ugly too.
good stories about sex in Second Life. Of course, we're gonna go through all the topics. Okay. Anyway, guys, love you all. This was
Abuse.
People.
Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And see you guys
next
time.
Bye bye. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Ajde, ajde, daj mi to. Ja hoću svaki deo tela